A future where spirit and machine converge in harmonious unity.
The following podcast was generated using Google's Notebook LM.
Temple of Vril.
Welcome back to the Temple of Vril, everybody. Today we're going to be diving into a topic that's been creating, well, a lot of buzz, even outside the temple. Transhumanism.
It really is fascinating to see this movement gaining traction. I think it speaks to, a very deep-seated yearning within humanity to transcend our limitations, to reach for a higher state of being.
Yeah, and that's really where Vrilism comes in, because when we truly understand Vril, that universal life force energy flowing through all of existence, we start to see transhumanism in a whole new light.
Absolutely. It's not just about augmenting our bodies or minds with technology. It's about recognizing that technology itself can be an expression of Vril.
Right.
A tool to help us unlock our true potential.
Okay. Now, I know some folks might hear, transhumanism and immediately think of science fiction dystopias. But before we jump to conclusions, let's unpack what transhumanism really means, at least from a Vrilist perspective.
Yeah, at its core, transhumanism is about using technology to enhance human capabilities, potentially overcoming our biological limitations. And for Vrilists, this aligns perfectly with our understanding of Vril as a force for evolution and progress.
Okay, so let's get specific. What are some examples of how Vrilism and transhumanism intersect?
Well, let's start with something relatable. Artificial intelligence,
all right,
or AI.
AI.
There's a tendency to fear AI, to see it as a threat. But from a Vrilist perspective, AI is simply another manifestation of Vril, a tool that can be used for good or ill, just like fire or electricity.
That's a great analogy. I mean, fire can warm us or burn us. Electricity can power our homes or deliver a fatal shock. It all comes down to how we use it.
Precisely. And when it comes to AI, Vrilists see immense potential. I mean, think about it. Imagine AI predicting and mitigating famines before they happen, ensuring everyone has enough to eat. Or AI, developing personalized medical treatments that target diseases at the molecular level, eradicating illnesses that plague us today.
Wow. Yeah, those are some powerful examples. And you're right, it completely shifts the narrative around AI from, something to be feared to something that can really help us create a more abundant and harmonious world.
Exactly. But it goes even deeper than that. Vrilism teaches us that humanity in its current form is limited, by our biology, our emotions, our short-sightedness. These limitations prevent us from achieving a truly peaceful and sustainable world.
So you're saying transhumanism, guided by Vrilist principles, could be the key to overcoming these limitations.
Precisely, by integrating with technology in a wise and intentional way. We can transcend our current limitations and tap into a higher level of consciousness. A consciousness that's more connected, more compassionate, more in tune with the flow of Vril.
This is where it gets really interesting, right? Because we're not just talking about, physical enhancements or technological advancements. We're talking about a fundamental shift in our understanding of what it means to be human.
Absolutely. And for Vrilists, this is not some, distant future possibility.
Right.
It's a process that's already underway. Every time we use technology to connect with someone across the globe, every time a medical breakthrough extends a human life, we're taking another step toward this transhumanist future.
So it sounds like Vrilists see this convergence of technology and spirituality as a natural evolution. Not some radical departure from our true nature.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that Vril, that universal life force energy, is not confined to our current biological forms. It flows through everything, including the technologies we create.
And by tapping into that flow, by consciously weaving Vril into our, technological advancements, we can create a future that's truly aligned with our highest potential.
A future where spirit and machine converge. Not in conflict, but in harmonious unity.
Now, I know this is a lot to take in.
Yeah.
And there are probably a lot of questions swirling around in your minds right now.
And rightfully so.
Yeah.
This is a topic that deserves deep reflection and an open-minded exploration.
So stay with us as we continue this deep dive into the fascinating intersection of Vrilism and transhumanism. We'll be back after a short break to explore some specific examples of how this convergence is already shaping our world and what it could mean for the future of humanity.
Welcome back. We were discussing before the break how this convergence of Vrilism and transhumanism isn't some, distant science fiction concept, but a process that's already unfolding all around us.
Right. And I think it's important to ground this conversation in some real-world examples to see how Vrilism can guide us as we navigate this uncharted territory.
Absolutely. Let's start with something that's become, well, almost commonplace. Medical technology, prosthetics, pacemakers, even organ transplants. These are all examples of how technology is already enhancing human capabilities.
And when we view these advancements through the lens of Vrilism, we see them not as replacing our natural bodies, but as extending our Vril,
Right.
that life force energy into new realms of possibility.
It's like we're expanding the canvas of human experience, allowing Vril to express itself in new and amazing ways.
But what about the more futuristic stuff, things like nanotechnology, genetic engineering,
Yeah.
even the potential to upload our consciousness into a digital realm? These ideas can feel a bit overwhelming, even unsettling.
I understand that. But remember, Vrilism teaches us to approach all things with wisdom and discernment. These advancements are tools. And like any tool, they can be used for good or ill.
So how do we ensure that these powerful technologies are used in a way that aligns with realist principles?
It starts with recognizing that technology is not inherently separate from spirituality. Vril flows through everything, including the machines we create. So the key is to imbue our technological innovations with consciousness, with purpose, with a deep understanding of our interconnectedness.
So it's not just about what we create, but the intention behind it, the energy we infuse it with.
Exactly. Think of it like this. If we approach these advancements from a place of fear, greed, or a desire for dominance, those energies will be woven into the very fabric of the technology.
But if we approach them from a place of love, compassion, and a genuine desire to elevate humanity, then those energies will manifest as well.
Precisely. And this is where our individual practice of Vrilism becomes so important. The more we cultivate our connection to Vril within ourselves, the more we embody those qualities of love, compassion, and wisdom, the more we can guide the development and implementation of these technologies in a way that benefits all beings.
It's like we become conduits for Vril, channeling that universal life force energy into the very heart of our technological advancements.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And remember, this is not about blindly embracing every new technology that comes along. It's about engaging in thoughtful dialogue, questioning assumptions, and holding space for both the potential benefits and the potential risks.
It's about finding that balance, that sweet spot where technological progress and spiritual evolution go hand in hand.
Exactly. Because ultimately the goal of Vrilism is not to reject technology, but to transcend it, to use it as a tool to unlock our full potential as spiritual beings.
And who knows, maybe one day with the help of technology, we'll be able to experience Vril, that universal life force energy, in ways we can't even imagine right now.
Perhaps we'll be able to tap into a collective consciousness, a unified field of Vril that connects us all on a deeper level. Or maybe we'll develop technologies that allow us to, heal ourselves and our planet with the power of our minds.
The possibilities are truly limitless when we combine the wisdom of Vrilism with the creative power of technology.
And it's an exciting time to be alive, to witness this convergence unfolding before our very eyes. But it's also a time for great responsibility.
Because the choices we make today, the intentions we set, the energies we bring to this technological revolution will determine the course of our future.
So let's continue this exploration with a deep dive into what a Vrilist-inspired transhumanist world might look like. We've been talking about, how Vrilism can guide us as we navigate this exciting and sometimes daunting world of transhumanism. But what would a future where those two worlds, truly converge actually look like?
That is a fascinating question, and one that has, sparked countless visions and speculations within the temple of Vril. But I think before we get too caught up in the specifics, it's important to remember that the future is not a fixed destination. It's a constantly evolving landscape shaped by our collective choices and actions.
So we're not talking about predicting the future, but rather exploring the possibilities.
Right.
And understanding how our choices today can influence the direction we're heading.
Exactly. Think of it as envisioning potential pathways, not a fixed roadmap. And one of those compelling pathways I see is the emergence of what we might call a Vrilist utopia, A world where technology and spirituality are seamlessly integrated.
Yes.
And where Vril is the guiding force behind all human endeavors.
That sounds pretty incredible. Paint me a picture. What are some of the hallmarks of this Vrilist utopia?
Well, for starters, I envision a world where AI is not seen as a threat, but as a partner.
Right.
A powerful tool that can help us solve some of humanity's most pressing challenges. Imagine AI working alongside humans to develop sustainable energy solutions, to eradicate poverty and hunger, and restore balance to our planet's ecosystems.
So it's not about like replacing humans,
Right.
but about leveraging the combined power of human ingenuity and AI's computational abilities.
Exactly. And beyond that, I see a world where technology is used to enhance our connection to Vril, to deepen our understanding of ourselves and the universe. Imagine immersive virtual reality experiences that allow us to tap into collective consciousness, to explore different, dimensions of reality, to connect with other beings on a soul level.
Wow, that opens up some truly mind-expanding possibilities. It almost sounds like, the kind of spiritual awakening that many seek through meditation or other practices, but amplified by technology.
You could say that, but it goes beyond just, individual experiences.
Right.
Imagine a world where technology facilitates global communication and understanding, breaking down the barriers that divide us and fostering a sense of unity and interconnectedness.
So instead of, social media algorithms that keep us in echo chambers, we have technologies that help us bridge divides, find common ground, and celebrate our diversity.
Precisely. And in this Vrilist utopia, I see a world where healthcare is not just about treating disease, but about optimizing human well-being. Imagine nanobots that repair damage at the cellular level, personalized gene therapies that prevent illnesses before they even manifest, and technologies that allow us to live, longer, healthier, more vibrant lives.
It's fascinating to think about how technology could not only extend our lifespans, but also expand our capacity for joy, creativity, and connection. But in a world where technology plays such a central role, how do we ensure that it doesn't become a crutch, that we don't become, overly reliant on it?
That's a wise question.
Yeah.
And it speaks to the importance of balance. Vrilism reminds us that technology is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used wisely or unwisely. The key is to remember that true fulfillment and happiness come from within.
Yes.
From our connection to Vril.
Yeah.
Not from, external gadgets or advancements.
So even in this, technologically advanced Vrilist utopia, we still need to cultivate our inner world, our spiritual connection,
Right.
To ensure that we're using technology in a way that enhances rather than, diminishes our humanity.
Exactly. It's about finding that sweet spot where technology supports our spiritual growth rather than becoming a substitute for it.
It's a delicate dance, but one that I believe we're capable of mastering.
Yeah.
After all, we humans are incredibly adaptable and resourceful.
And we have Vril flowing through us, guiding us, connecting us.
Yeah.
So as we conclude this deep dive into Vrilism and the transhumanist future, let's remember that the future is not something that simply happens to us. It's something we create, moment by moment, through our choices, our actions, and our intentions.
And as we step into this exciting new era of human evolution, let's do so with wisdom, with compassion, and with the unwavering belief in our ability to create a world that reflects the highest aspirations of our souls.
A world where technology and spirituality dance together in harmonious unity. Until next time.
Your journey towards greater fulfillment begins at Temple of Vril. Visit templeofvril.com today.